Welcome, and thank you for joining us for another beautifully blessed, peaceful, prosperous, productive, and phenomenally powerful night. We are your hosts, Tori the Barber, the one and only, the only one under the sun, and the man with the plan. Not just any man, my right-hand man, Free Will Cole.
What's happening, y'all? Free Will Cole in the building. Thank you, and welcome to another edition of the Free Will Podcast, where we create a community that normalizes growth for people like you and me, so we could be the best version of ourselves. What's happening, to? How you doing it today, my boy?
Man, I'm doing good, feeling good, living better. Come on, man.
You heard me.
What's going on with you, my brother?
No, you looking good, bro.
Hey. Listen.
Boy, got the ponytail to the top today. You heard me?
To the top, to the side. You heard me? Look, we got a little different setup going on today. You know what I'm saying? We had to improvise. But guess what? I think I like this setup. If you haven't noticed, I think I like this setup a little bit better than the regular schmegular. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm fooling with the vibe. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, we in a building today. What's going on with your co? How was today for you? How was today?
Man, it was pretty good. I had a headache throughout the day.
Why you think that is?
I don't know. It could be a few things. This man Gino begged me to taste a quesadilla yesterday, right? The quesadilla had queso on it. He wanted me to eat the whole thing, but I'm like, bro, I'll just taste a little piece of it. But that queso is ridiculous. Okay, so I'm lactose intolerant, right?
Yeah.
And I can damn near drink milk before I eat queso. I don't know what it is. So it can either be that or the fact that it's
kind of concentrated milk.
It's either that or I had my hair in a ponytail today, and I haven't done that in years, so I think maybe
it ain't been years.
It been years. Yeah, it been years.
All right, really go ahead.
I cut my hair twice since the last time I had it. It was since I had the shop. It was like 2 years, huh?
Yeah.
That's like 3 years. About to be
something
3
like
years.
Something like that.
But that could be it. But me being who I am, I brought it to the forefront and kind of intentionally used it, so it helped me get through the day.
Yeah.
Right. Because my body was telling me, "Hey, bro, go home and just take, you good. You work hard already. You just having a little headache. Just go home." Ooh, you never going home. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you, since you took your hair out the ponytail, you feel like your head feel better?
Listen, when I released that ponytail, it felt like I had a passcode on my head or something, bro.
That boy said passcode.
It was ridiculous. So I definitely felt better. So I have no doubt that if it wasn't solely the ponytail, that definitely contributed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which I ain't like anyway. That was really just me being lazy because I woke up. I've been wanting to get out the house at a certain time, and it was the difference between me getting out the house was either me doing my hair or not. I just threw that thing up, you know what I'm saying? I ain't do it in years, but I'm getting out the house early today.
Man, I figure you got that good hair. All you gotta do is a little splash of little water in there, shake your hands through it, and walk out the door.
That's all I gotta do.
That's 30 seconds.
Now you gotta. There's a technique to it.
All right, cool.
You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't know.
You know what I mean? You gotta, you know what I'm saying?
You see what I got going on top of my head.
You gotta wax on, wax off.
I wouldn't know. I ain't never. Let me tell you something. The closest I ever got to that, I had put a S-curl. I put a texturizer kit in my head.
No.
And I got close to that. So I was able to wet it, and I had the little curl, the little half a moon curls in my head. You know what I'm saying? But outside of that,
what pictures is it?
I don't even know. I probably had an Android at the time. I don't
do
even
it for
think
the
I
fans.
got them no more. If I can find a picture, it'll be on here. If not, you know why.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, listen, I'm grateful. I'm grateful.
Man.
I'm grateful. Let's highlight the small things today.
Please.
I'm grateful that I have. I got clothes to wear. I have a bed to sleep in. I have a vehicle to drive. I have friends. I'm not socially awkward. That's a huge thing, right? I've learned to not be socially awkward. I can go in any room and do whatever. So I thank God for that. I thank him for a whole bunch of stuff. You know what I'm saying? But he gave you got to thank him for for everything. You know what I'm saying? No matter if you put some time into it or not, you thank him for that.
Make some noise for God, y'all.
Yeah, for sure. Big ups to God, right? So I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for just what I'm saying, like not being like I don't have to, like I'm kind of above survival. Like now my brain is still on survival, which is a whole other topic, but I'm not really surviving. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not I don't gotta figure out what I gotta eat next, and what I'm saying, how I'm gonna get home. Like I don't or where I'm gonna go sleep at tonight. I don't have to figure none of that stuff out.
Yeah, it's a blessing.
I mean, so I'm beyond grateful for that. I don't know what I would be like if it wasn't for that. You know what I'm saying? Which everything is a blessing, but hey, what about you, man? What you grateful for?
Man, what can I say? Where can I start? First and foremost, I know where to start. You gotta start with the Most High. All praises to the. Oh no! I know. I shouldn't. You know what? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh man!
Cause I was supposed to
listen,
and it was on my mind. I said, you know what it is? He's saving the best for last. I said he's saving the best for last. I ain't gonna say nothing. I said he got this all mapped out.
Hey, you get comfortable because you're about to see a person in a couple of days, and you don't say nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Come on now.
Big ups to my lady. Oh my God! What today is? Wednesday. It's about to be 3-4 days. Oh man!
Not even the 20th, huh? Unless it pushed back.
3 days.
It's the 18th.
It's the 21st. It's the 21st. It was supposed to be the 20th. Okay. The 20th was for bus riders that she soon figured out, which I ain't already booked everything for the 20th.
Yeah.
Which whatever. It is what it is. I'm just grateful.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have a sign out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm picking up some chocolate. The world's finest chocolate.
Boom. Yeah.
Where you at? But big ups to her. I love you, girl.
Thanks,
you know
man.
what I'm saying? You know it's me and you against the world. You hear me? We locked in. Top 10. You hear me? I'm sorry, Go ahead. What you grateful for?
Nah, man, that was a worthy pause for a worthy cause.
For a worthy cause, yes, sir.
Yes, Lord. Yeah, man. So me, all praises to the Most High. Man, I'm thankful to be in the building. I'm thankful for this, just everything that's going on. Like Coach said, the small things, and there's so many minor conveniences that play a major part. And I say minor conveniences because we take for granted a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? It's just amazing. And I think me shooting this podcast at the house right now. I'm at the crib, and I'm just thankful for all the things I've been hit that I'm thankful for that I don't even think about when I'm at the barbershop shooting. You know what I'm saying? I'm thankful. Man, listen, today is an extraordinary moment because we got the first lady in the house. Because I'm in the house, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna put her on the camera. She tucked off somewhere, you know what I'm saying? But I did say I was
I'm not even gonna lie to you, too. I'm gonna keep it G. I thought she was gonna put herself in the camera.
Look, me too. But no, she tucked off. And I'm thankful for that, you know what I'm saying? We in the building. I'm in the building, so she in the building. And I'm thankful for her, man, automatically.
Sure.
And of course, my wonderful kids, Kaisley and Nevaeh, they in my heart, they on my mind, and they in the building with me. You know what I'm saying? And then I got my wonderful clients because you know why? Because I come on here as Tori the Barber every single week. So it's only right that I put y'all on the map with me. You dig? And everything that went right, in order for this moment to be possible, I'm thankful and I'm grateful for that, and everything in between. You dig? So cool. It's about that time.
It's about that time. DJ D-Rec cut the beat.
Yeah, dig.
Let's go ahead and bow our heads.
Come on.
Take a deep breath. Let's give out a moment of silence for our brand new subscribers.
Yes, Lord.
Ones that get post notifications. Yes, Lord. Thank you, and welcome to the Free Will Podcast. We always welcome you, everybody who wants to grow, no matter how old you are,
no matter how
far you are, no matter how broken you are.
No matter how broke.
always welcome. Thank you, and thank you for the guys who are still here with us.
That thing almost felt like a prayer.
Strong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I appreciate y'all. No matter who you are, what color your skin you are, where you come from, you are family. If you are here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so we can seal it off as family. When you hit the subscribe button, we are now blood related. When you hit the when you hit the thumbs up button, that means you sharing love with us, and that's what we love you too. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
I appreciate that, man. To death.
Yes, Lord, man. Hey, Mr. Cole. It was something else I wanted to shout my lady out for, man. She just brought me these awesome glasses, cause you know when I sip, I like to sip. I like glasses. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I like the little diamond texture at the bottom with the little gold trim on the rim.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So shout out to her. And the drink of the evening is because we at the crib.
They had a gold trim on the rim?
They got a gold trim on the rim.
That's prestige.
Prestige
right there.
And the drink of the night is something that I'm drinking for the first time. Let's see if I can get it to focus in. This is the cousin to the double XL wine. You see it's almost gone, but I ain't started today, so it ain't on me. And so this is that Sarah Fior Max maxed out blackberry. So they got all the same flavors as the double XL had. It's practically the same thing, but I think they mix it a little different. It's like more like wine opposed to being syrup added. So we're gonna see how it is. I like it. You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna remember this moment here when we're gonna remember the moment where right before we stop showing brands because we need sponsorship.
Yes. So that's what that's about.
We're gonna remember this brand. And the shout out to the cousin of Double XL, Sarah Lee.
Sarah, I almost said Sarah. It is Sierra Fior.
Sierra Fior. That sounds nice. I just got my Snapple here.
Snapple, ain't nothing wrong with a little Snapple. A little Snapple dabble.
My mango Snapple. You know what I'm saying? Keep me from being parched. But ain't nothing but sugar. But hey.
Ain't it? I'm sure it's a little bit more than sugar up in there. We're gonna leave that way as that. Them ingredients on the back, the listed and unlisted ingredients,
citric acid and all that, phosphorus, filamentate.
Cole,
yeah.
Without further ado, let's drop that word on the street. Word on the street. Word on the street.
Travis Hunter Jr., an American football cornerback and wide receiver for the Colorado Buffaloes, known for his two-way playing ability. Hunter won the Heisman Trophy in 2024 and is also the first player in college football in history to win both the Chuck Badnarik and Fred Biletnikoff awards. Forgive me for the
name butchering.
For name butchering. However, this is not why we will be talking about him today. We will be talking about Mr. Hunter.
Yeah.
By the way, let's go ahead and get out of the way that anyone with the last name Hunter very significant in this world.
Who else do we know named Hunter?
Listen, let's not worry about that. That's not why we're talking about him today. We're talking about him today because he's been in the news recently.
Okay.
For not him, but for his fiance, Miss Leanna. There's been some things in the news that we are all concerned about, right?
Yeah.
I was watching some videos, and there would be him taking some pictures, right, with some fans, and she's not happy about it at all.
Why she ain't happy?
When can I leave? Am I supposed to sit here all day? Right? Is what the people, because that's I couldn't really hear her say that in the video, but you can see him arguing with her in the video, right?
Yeah.
What bothered me was a video that I seen where he was awarded the Heisman Trophy.
Come on.
Everyone gets up. Miss Leanna is still sitting down.
Come on. Real quick, if I can, Mr. Cole. Yeah. Let's go ahead on and get that man a round of applause for being for a young talented brother winning the Heisman Trophy. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead on.
Yes, sir.
Let's go ahead on and give him his just due. Yeah, know what I
mean. That's an incredible feat, and it's not easy to do, right?
Yes, Lord.
But Travis Hunter sure makes it look easy. Big emphasis on the Hunter. Now,
you killing me with this reporter move voice he got on.
I like my reporter move voice. I like it. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, yeah, man. So what bothered me the most, right? What I seen was when you're like, they often say success leaves clues. Everything leaves clues, right? Mm-hmm. Anyone who's overly excited for or embraced, like, it's almost like if I'm somewhere with my lady, or I'm somewhere with someone I care about, like if it was Toe, like when they call Toe name, it's like they call my name. I'm up. Quick. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, whoa,
we want. You hear me? Like, we get it.
You think my name was Toe, right? And so I don't think, for some reason, enthusiasm wasn't there. Deion Sanders had a tap on the shoulders.
Like, get your old bone ass up.
Hey, let me stop, man. You know what I'm saying? Show your man some love. Celebrate this moment. You know what I'm saying? She celebrates. She gets up. She gives him a kiss and then sits up behind right back down.
Nah, he was still on the stage at the time, I think. I don't think she gave him a kiss. Did she?
No. So when they first called, I'm gonna put the video up. When they first called,
when they first picked him, when he first stood up.
He goes, he gives her a hug, he gives her a kiss. She sits right back down. And hey man, listen.
Cool.
Yeah.
Not to cut you off, man, but you know what part I dislike the most about this situation?
What's that?
The whole goddamn thing. I don't like nothing about it. And you know why I don't like nothing about it? Because just like everybody else, I can see straight through this. I can see straight through it. I can see the beginning to the end. And I just hope for this young man's sake that he get it together. He wake up, like he in the get out zone right now. He with the sunken place. He in the sunken place right now. And the thing that threw me off with this situation was that when she went on, what was it, like on, was it like an interview or social media or something, and she was talking about it. She was saying, he wasn't even my type at first. Like, he wasn't my type at first.
She said that in that thing that she's.
She said he wasn't my type at first, and she said she had him in the DMs for months before she even gave him play. And on top of that, it wasn't until sources say allegedly, she didn't even really give him play until her friend told her who he was. And then after that, then she started, she started interacting with him.
No, she didn't put that out there.
She didn't, but listen. I didn't even know who Travis Hunter was. I'm gonna just keep it G with y'all, because I don't really
should have known that his last name was Hunter, that he was something to be
he was something serious. Mm-hmm. And so when I looked him up and I seen him, I said I can see why she probably wasn't his type at first.
No, bro. No.
But
that's a
nonetheless,
pause.
this man
you be pausing everything. That's a pause.
Bro, pause it. Then. Ain't no arguing, no pause. But I'm gonna say this. And so after that, so from that point on, I'm just kind of observing, and I'm hearing the story as I'm hearing it, and I just don't see what he don't see. But you know what I think it is though, Cole? Like I was listening to an interview with Dr. Umar Johnson, and he talked about like where he at, his hometown or wherever he going to college at. That's really the only place he done been. He don't really have no real world exposure for real. And I feel like she probably like the prettiest girl that he done ever been with, and he feel like he won. Like he feel like he got him a trophy, and so he trying to lock that thing in and not let her go. And just the way that she's going about representing him, and so like he not no regular, he not just no anybody. He the man. The man just won Heisman. He the man right now. The way that she moving about in public, she's in the public eye. For one, she being ridiculed, but she is his old lady, and fiance now because he didn't propose to her. So she's in the spotlight now, but the way that she representing him is very distasteful. Cool, I don't like it, and I just hope the young man wake up and he see the writing on the wall, because from what you said, from her not even sharing the moment with him, for her not big up in him. From there was this thing where he finished the game. I don't know if that was like the last game, one of the last games of the season or whatever, come before the Heisman. It was a few weeks ago, and she had a whole attitude like he's seeing fans, speaking to fans, and he tried to lean in and give her a kiss, and she straight curved him. She had a whole attitude. We in public. I don't give a damn what you feel like. If you got an attitude, go sit your ass in the car. That's just how I feel. Because I just feel like she misrepresenting this man, and she making him look like a fool, but he letting her. So I can't be too mad at her. You know what I'm saying? He got to take some accountability with this situation. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. But it ain't for me not to like, but I just feel like, damn, it just sucks to see,
And I have to be me. I have to be what God called me to be here, right? And
do you think
that person says, not only do we hope that he learns what he needs to learn, get the experience that he needs to get, we also hope that she gets it, right? Because maybe this is the one for him, and she hasn't clicked. You know what I'm saying? It hasn't clicked to her yet, right? And maybe that's a possible thing, right? Because she could be in a moment to where she feels like, how women are, especially women. If she came from where he came from, if he found her and he never left, a good chance she never left either, to be honest. And she has that lack mentality, right? Just how he has that lack mentality, and she's like, oh, he on a map now. Once he gets on a map, he's gonna leave me. Baby girl, what's for you is for you, and nobody could take that away from you. Nobody. If Travis Hunter is not the man for you, then he's not the man for you, right? And that's not something that you should be mad about. Now, I don't say that lightly. I don't say that as if it's something easy to do. It's not. But I'm just saying that is the principle here. You know what I'm saying? That, like, when I look at her, that's what I see. I look at when she sees all of these great things going on, she doesn't see a place for herself inside of this this new era that's coming for Mr. Hunter, right? And I in that regard, whether or not her and him stays together or not, that's something that she's going to have to learn, right? Thanks. And that's that, and it's not just for her. That's for a lot of our people, right? And for both sides, for men and women, right? A man could be with a woman and she's moving up in the world, and he's not really moving up, and he's like, man, why you don't gotta do all that? Just stay home today. You know what I mean? Like, I guess you got the Heisman trophy, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's not, that's cool, whatever. Just put it on the table when you get home, right? And I can't be happy for you because I haven't got over my own insecurities. You know what I'm saying? And that's the real problem here, right? And so I hope either this man can realize that maybe this is too deep for this woman to change and he gets out of there. Because either that or he gonna have to learn from his mistakes. Either one is good, right? Because you're either somebody who learns before the mistakes and learns after the mistakes, right? So if he stays with her and it happens bad, that's good for him. That's a good experience. He's gonna know what to choose next. You know what I'm saying?
And I agree with something that you said at the beginning of your word. You said if she is the woman for him, or maybe she is the woman for him. And I think life is fair enough to say that she is the woman for him. She's the woman for him right now. And whether that's gonna be her getting her mind right and they last, or we just on the outside looking in, so we don't fully know. We just know what it look like, and so we kind of really judging it off of that. So I give it the benefit of the doubt. Outside of that, what I'm saying, if he need to wake up and smell the roses, I think he will in due time. And so she the woman for him right now, just to let him know if it's really as bad as it look, he'll at some point in time he gonna realize that there's more to the world than more to life than just what you got in front of you right now. Cause you got a whole world. Like, she not gonna be able to be with you on every trip, every flight, every press run, every interview. You know what I'm saying? But she ain't gonna be there. She in school herself, I guess, and she doing her own thing. So, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I think? Coda put a seal on this thing. I think between, like, I don't even know him for real, and I don't know. I don't follow him, but for me to hear about it, his name slid across my desk, right? In a sense. So between his football players and peers, his coaches, his family members, friends, I know he hearing the chatter. Now, that didn't stop him from proposing to her, but maybe somebody could just get him to be open-minded to the point to where he's able to see things from a different angle. Not so much to leave her, but just to keep an open eye, because you just never know. And so he could just kind of watch it. Because the thing that she doing, she seemed very ungrateful. And they both very young, so she definitely had that little young, entitled attitude as well. But that's all I got for that, Cole. We've been running about that for a minute, but that's all I got to offer about Mr. Travis Scott. But I wish him all the success in him, and if that's the one for him and who's supposed to be there, I wish them success. And that's just gonna be what it's gonna be.
To be honest, bro, like it's gonna play out how it's gonna play out, you know. And to be honest, he's not gonna. The way I see him, and based on his accomplishments, he seems like a very focused gentleman, right? And how you do anything is how you do everything. So if he's a very focused person, he's not gonna let anybody tell him.
Absolutely.
It's not gonna happen, right? And this is a perfect example for what we're gonna be talking about today, because oftentimes, you know, things come in your life before you prepare for it. You know what I'm saying? You know, you get something, you know, maybe tomorrow you win a lottery, or you know, maybe tomorrow your boyfriend wins a Heisman Trophy and he's the most popular person in the world.
Yeah.
And mentally you weren't in a position for the transition. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what we're gonna be talking about today. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times we are, especially around this New Year time, we're like, man, you know what? For next year, I'm gonna make it happen. You know what I'm saying? This next month, I'm gonna make it happen. Tomorrow, I'm gonna make it happen. The next 20 minutes, I'm gonna make it happen. But I feel like we talk about making it happen more than we talk about how to make it happen. You know what I mean? Like, we live in that world. We live in a world of it being made happen already before we see the process, or you know, we even think about planning how to make it happen. It's just all like accidental. You know what I'm saying? Nothing is intentional, right? And you know, today we're going to focus on what position I need to be in mentally, physically, and spiritually, so I can be good enough or be ready for the transition that needs to happen in the near future. You know what I'm saying? Which takes a lot of work too. You know what I mean? So you know, to be honest, the transition part about it too is it's literally just a leap. Like, that's like the transition is like, it's really nothing. Like, the transition is the goal, right? It's literally the destination, so to speak. Like, when I make the transition, I've already done the work that I needed to make the transition. You feel what I'm saying? So, like, when I did that, like, I would have already had to have the work done, right? What you think about that?
I think that ideally, that's how it should be. Sometimes it's time to transition, and you're not always prepared. You know, and like you said, like the transition is just the leap. You know what I'm saying? It's just pretty much, it's like jumping from here to there. But generally, there's a gap in between here and there. And that transition is the bridge that connect here to there. That's the you ever heard the phrase bridge the gap? That's what the transition period look like. And I guess it depends on exactly, I guess the distance between here and there, whether it's, you know, horizontal or if it's like, you know, you jump into another level. You know what I'm saying? And I think especially at this time of the year, Cole, we approaching the holidays, Christmas time. New Year's is right around the corner. And this is the time where, you know, we begin to you know, we start to throw up our New Year resolutions, and you know how next year gonna differ from this year, and you know we get real ambitious at the end of the year. You know what I'm saying? Like we you know we grow hair on our chest, you know, and it's that time of the year where we go to talking about everything that we're gonna do, everything that we're gonna accomplish for the next year. But there's gonna have to be a transition period from where we are to where we trying to go. You know what I'm saying? So to what you saying, I think I agree partially. I think the part that I kind of disagree, not necessarily disagree with, the part that I think just kind of need a little bit more insight on is just like just getting from where you are to where you're trying to go, and what does it take to be prepared for where you're trying to go. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because the positioning, I think, I'm like, for me personally, I am not necessarily somebody who have always really like focused on the positioning per se. Mm-hmm. And you know, sometimes you can get real excited about, you know, the transition and like where you're trying to go in a new direction that you want to go, and you're not even so much focused on, you know, where you really are. You're not even being realistic. Sometimes the transition that we have to overcome and experience is not even really like it take more than what we realize. And I think that's what a lot of people, you know, kind of like fall off, Cole, and just like, I'm gonna use the world renowned, you know, this year I'm gonna lose this, that, and the third. I'm gonna get in shape. I'm gonna lose 20 pounds. I'm gonna do this. But your lifestyle, you have to transition. You got to change a lot. You got to change, you know, your way of thinking. You got to change your self-image before you even start the journey. You got to see yourself and believe that you're something different, that you can be something different. And then you got to know that you got what it take to make those necessary moves and steps so that you can become something different. And I think that all of that is what goes into the transitional period. And don't underestimate the transition, because sometimes, according to how ambitious you are, your transition ain't gonna be like the next person's transition.
Yeah, and I think so. Hear me out, right? And I agree with everything you're saying. I give the words are a little bit different for me, right? Mm-hmm. I think because of how we think, we focus on the transition part too much, as if it's the bigger point. I personally think that the bigger part is in the positioning part. I feel like the transitioning part is literally the point to where I cross the line. Right? Like when I transition, I literally, like, I completely got to the other side. The positioning part is me getting to where I need to be to even position, to transition in the first place, right?
Correct.
So to me, the position part is the biggest part. Like
I think so too.
To even get into the position, I have to do a lot. Like that's transitions to the position. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like we like, you know, because, and I think like this too. Like I have to often stop myself, right? It's like, oh man, when I get that, I think about when I get it more than how I'm going to get it, more than a position. I think about the transition to getting it when I got it already, more than when I do get it, which is the position part, right? And what's our principle too? It's not what I gotta do, it's who I gotta become.
Yeah.
Right. So first thing, like I feel like we should focus on is the mental. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest thing. You know what I'm saying? The mental for me is the beginning, right? I mean, well, really, I'm not gonna, okay, I'm sorry. The first thing is the spiritual, really. First thing is the spiritual, right? Like you need to be aligned with something that's bigger than you. Mm-hmm. Like you can't be aligned with something that's gonna change as much as you change. Humans in the world is unreliable. It's not predictable. It's like the thing that's most guaranteed in this life we live in because we're in the world is change. You need to be connected to something that never changes. You gotta be. You know what I'm saying? Or else it's gonna be your changes times the world's changes. You need to be your change times the unchange of whatever that high level of security is. You know what I'm saying? So first thing first, man, like mental clarity, right? Like I think before we even think about positional transition, like why do I want to be here? Like where am I going? Like I need to have clarity about where I want to go, right? And I think like you often tell people that, and people told me that, and I'm like, okay, where I want to go. And I'd be mad because it takes me more than a day to do it. Right? Instantly, I fall off instantly. It's like, think about what you need to do. By the next day, I'm off of it, right? Because it's not so this is the thing, right? Take a couple of days to figure out what you want to do. That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? Take a couple of days to do it. Like it's not gonna be tomorrow. Like get tomorrow out of your head. Like it take a long time just to think about what I want to do if I don't know what I want to do. You know what I mean? So what you think about that, man? What you think about it taking like, because it's not like that for everybody. I don't know if it was like that for you, too, but for me it was like, you know, I didn't necessarily, because I'm a jack of all trades. Like you know me too. Like I literally know how to do everything, and I can do anything. You know, if I put my mind to it, but I have that. Anybody can do that, but I have that troubleshooting thing in my mind. You know what I'm saying? So, what do you think about that?
I think, well, like something that you mentioned in the beginning was that mental positioning, and even just kind of like knowing where you want to go, knowing what you want to do. That's important because you know that's what'll give you the motivation to even go. You know, me and you kind of have a similar type mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could be real turned on to something one day, and then the next minute I could be turned off, or I could just be turned on by something else. I could just be on to the next project. So I think that it's just kind of like important to just know exactly why it is and be connected to what you're trying to do and where you're trying to go. And I just think that mental position and aspect is extremely important because I think that's where it starts. You know what I'm saying? Even like you mentioned, like kind of being connected to something that don't change. In other words, the source, right? To the higher power, just like being connected to something that's bigger than yourself. I was listening to something earlier, and the podcast. I'm always listening to podcasts, y'all. The podcast I was talking about, they mentioned what was it about? Meditating. And they was talking about like the difference between praying and meditating. And somebody on the podcast, I think there was 19 Keys and 2 other people on the podcast, and they was talking about like one of the speakers was saying how they was like they don't necessarily pray for the small things. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like we got the free will and everything, the choice to do what we want to do and everything. But like, if it's something like why you coming to God about the things that you should have the power to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, if it ain't big enough, like why are you going to God for the little stuff? It's kind of like you having a boss and then you going to your boss about every little thing. You know what I'm saying? So to kind of like tie that into the whole spectrum of just like having that mental position, and it's kind of like you do want to be connected, and even to the mental aspect, even just being ambitious enough to want to do something on a large scale. You know what I'm saying? You do something on a large scale, you connect it to your source, and then you put yourself in the mental mindset, the mental positioning to even get started and be confident in your pursuit of that very thing that you want to do. So does that kind of like tap on what you was referring to?
And what you was speaking on? That's major. I kind of want you to give an example of the things that we can do ourselves versus the things that we need to put the attention on. I think that's important. Like a lot of things that we don't need to be bringing to the forefront. It should be side processes.
Side processes.
Like just like it should be in Task Manager. Like I shouldn't really, like we pray about, hey God, let me get up in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Like you, to be honest, you got full control over that. You know what I'm saying? Like it should
full
be
control.
You got okay. Well,
full control
with the grace of God waking you up tomorrow morning. If that alarm go off, that's all you. Like you shouldn't be like, let God get me up in the morning. Okay, cool. Maybe I should say.
so now you think about what he said.
God, help me get out of bed in the morning. Help me move my feet and get out of bed in the morning. That's like, he don't got to help you to do that.
Yeah, that's
all he had to do is open your eyes. Once you open your eyes, that's all you.
That's all
like you gotta swing the feet, make the feet touch the floor, and move the cover off. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a all you thing, right? And I think that for me, right, the problem with something like that, and to be really specific, is my mental is not there. I'm just at that point. I don't even know how to explain it, bro. It's like I'm not even taking what I need serious, bro. It's like, I'm saying stuff just to, like, I was at a point to where I was praying to not look bad. If that makes sense, right? Like I'll pray, like God made me want. I need to pray. Like, cause I'll feel bad because I feel like God looking down on me. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Instead of doing it for the core principle of wanting to be better. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so it's like I think we do that a lot. Like we stuck on the looking good. Like we be stuck on something that's big that people may be able to relate to more. Is like the peer pressure of being better. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of us gotta clear the clouds before we even get the mental straight. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta remove the external voices, what your mama want, what your daddy want, what your friends want, what the world want of you, what your fans want if you up there. Like what do you want, and how can you help God, right? You know what I'm saying? Like that's the biggest thing, and I couldn't even get there, too. I couldn't even get there. Like I had so much noise in my mind, it was ridiculous. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I think something that you just mentioned was what was it just now? It was that like you say, you're looking good for God, or just looking good, period. General. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then having that peer pressure aspect, and that peer pressure aspect is sometimes one of the main reasons that people are not in position for the transition. You know what I'm saying? Because you might not be ready yet, but because people around you feel like you should be ready by now, or even you think you should be ready by now due to comparing. You know what I'm saying? And of course we always go to the social media aspect, but that's the news nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Like they got people who I didn't went to school with look like they got it going on. Why I ain't got it going on yet? You know what I'm saying? And I've been doing what I've been doing for X amount of, like, why my stuff ain't pop off yet? You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, that peer pressure to jump. Sometimes, like, I ain't gonna lie, Cole, like, even me and Cole, man, we didn't have some business ventures and different things that we doing and that we've done that we didn't necessarily feel like we was ready to take the next step. But because we felt like we've been where we was at for so long, like it was part of it was like, man, ain't no perfect time, ain't no right time to do it, man. Let's do it, like, cause what we waiting on? Like we should have more by now, and that was the motivational factor. So I want to ask you, Cole. I want to ask you to that point, and even the cloud. I want the cloud. I don't want the audience to kind of like,
Yeah.
I was about to say the crowd, but I was about to say the cloud. But I want the audience to reflect on this, like, what exactly is motivating you? I want you to ask yourself, what is motivating you to make your decision? Is it inspiration or is it desperation? Because a lot of times we, like, even now, like, man, like, even different transitional periods that I'm in right now. Like I mentioned on a few podcasts back, I had a car accident, so my car out of commission, and just working on different, just rebuilding in different areas, you know what I'm saying, that's unique to my circumstances. You know, sometimes when you in the midst of, like, whether it be hardship or you in the middle of a situation that's just troubling to you, you know, you get desperate, and then you just try to, like, figure your way out of the situation, and you just take any route that look like it's progress, you know what I'm saying? But you're not looking at the long-term effects of it. So Cole, I ask you, and anybody who's listening, like, think about what's motivating you to take the next step or to move further in your path. Is it inspiration? It's because you're inspired by something to move forward, or is it desperation? And a desperation can have many faces, but, you know, kind of like like an example I just gave. But what do you think it is for you?
Yeah, I think it switches for me. You know, I don't know if it's just because I'm usually all over the place, but I think it switches for me. You know, I think mostly lately it's been inspiration. Like, if I don't have because of where I am, like, I'm not in desperate need of anything per se for survival sake, like, you know, but I'm only on the level that I desire to be on when I'm inspired. You know what I'm saying? And whether I need to do that artificially, or I watch something or I see someone that inspires me, because that's kind of just how my brain works, right? Like, I need to be like the tank run out maybe faster than other people's. You know what I'm saying? Like, the gas run out kind of quick. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I think most of the time it's inspiration, and I get inspiration inside of the network, and by the network I mean the family. Like, when I go with my grandmother, and I see that I see where she is, and I always have this thought, like, she's not going to be here. She's not going to be here for too much longer. You know what I'm saying? And maybe that may be desperation. You know, to be honest, sometimes I don't even know the difference between the two, right? But what I did gather, and this could be wrong or right too, but I did gather that both can be used as long as the core principles are in place. You know what I'm saying? When both like, catalysts are in place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
I can be desperate and still move in the direction that I need to, and I can be inspired and still move in the direction I need to. You know, but I will be honest and say that I've not locked on one, and that one has pushed me to that one continues to push me, if that makes sense.
Yeah. You know I like that. I like how you said for yourself, sometimes it alternates. And I think that's just the natural nature of life, because sometimes you think you're doing all right, and then you just get tired of being where you at, and you just realize all right ain't enough. And so, you know, either it could just be something that inspire you to make you want to get up and move, or it could just be like, I'm uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? And that can inspire you, like, that can inspire you to move. You know what I'm saying? So I like that perspective, Cole. I want to ask you something else, and for everybody who's listening, right? I want you to finish this sentence for me. And this is relative to taking, like, the next step in a direction of choice. But when it's time to transition, I want you to finish this sentence for me in real time. I know I'm ready when.
I'll make it happen regardless of what's going on.
Come on.
Regardless of how I feel, regardless of my circumstances. I know I'll make it. I know I'm ready when that happens. When I do it every day, no matter how I'm feeling.
Yeah. I feel that.
That's something it came fluent because that's something I think about every day. I think about it every day.
You know, I typed a message to you last night. It really was more so to capture my thoughts. I didn't send it. I started to send it. I didn't send it. And the message that I typed to you, let's see if I can find it. I mean, I know it's in my phone. Let's see if I can pull this so I can be a little bit more contextual. Let's see if it's here. If not, I'll just shoot it off the dome. I know it's not right there. Hold on, let me see. No, it must be on the other phone.
With the Androids, they say that message regardless.
Oh, look. So I ain't shoot it off to you. It's just in the. I didn't hit send yet, but it's in the thing, in the draft. So it's in the other phone. I'm more than sure. So I reflected back to a time, and it was off of something that I was listening to that sparked the thought. And I was thinking back to the time. I think the speaker who I was listening to, they was talking about, like, they mentioned that they was drinking or buying alcohol since before their time, you know, when they was legally able to. And I was thinking about that. I'm like, man, hold on. I reflected back on our days especially when we got clicked up. And I thought about how, you know, we used to find a way to, we used to be on that Fireball. And I thought about how, you know, we managed to, like, buy a Fireball. You know what I'm saying? We was able to get our drink and get our mind right and stuff like that. But we wasn't 21. You know, and I don't mean to put your business out here like that, you know what I'm saying? But you're a part of my story. You're a part of my story. So, and so I'm thinking, I'm like, damn, like, how do you get around that? I wasn't able to walk in there myself and get it done, but I managed to get it done. I had a goal. My goal was I want to give me a bottle so I can, you know what I'm saying, get my night started on the right footing. And I managed to make it happen. I didn't have an excuse about it. Like, legally, I couldn't. You know, I'm not supposed to be drinking. I wasn't able to go by myself, but I found a way. I didn't have an excuse. I made it happen. Even if I had to stop a random person in the parking lot of the gas station and ask them, can they buy it for me? Like, whatever. I didn't have no shame. But I made it happen, and I got what I wanted. And so what I realized is that I'm not ready. I know I'm ready when I'm able to make it happen by any means necessary. Like you said, like, regardless, like, when I'm able to make it happen, when I don't have no shame, when I can walk up to anybody and ask the questions that I feel is necessary to ask, when I don't have no shame and I can ask for help. You remember we was on the we both had watched Undercover Millionaire, and one of the first things in Undercover Billionaire. And one of the first things in Undercover Billionaire, they had to humble themselves immediately. They humbled themselves immediately, and they had to ask for help. They had to ask for handouts. They had, like, business sales pitches that they had to give to people. They had to tell people, they had to express their plans to strangers and ask them, I need you to help me with this. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no money to pay you right now, but I got a dream, I got a vision, and I want to know if you want to be a part of that journey. Listen, when you ready to do that and make that happen, and you ready to tap into that, and you ain't got no shame, and your ego not in the way, and your pride not in the way, and you willing to do whatever it takes to make it happen, that's when you know you're ready. So that's my answer to that question. That's when I know I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? And that just give me something to chew on, just to, you know what I'm saying, like, just to channel that, you know what I'm saying? And I think that sometimes we have to find out how to challenge, like, for examples, when we was kids, you're very young, you know, kids have no shame in their game. They don't care what they doing. They don't care where they going. They don't care how they look. They don't care if they weigh something on their shirt, you know what I'm saying, on their clothes, and their clothes dirty. They just free. The kids is free. They innocent, and they don't have all the stuff that we be having on our mind. And I've heard somebody say once before, once I can channel my inner child, and I can really, like, tap into that, you know what I'm saying, then I should be able to take on the world, you know what I'm saying? But I gotta channel my inner child. And when I didn't have all those limitations and those mental barriers and blocks, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Here's the hard part, right? You ever played a game where you had to all objectives had to be green for the either the main door to be green or the main objective to be green? Like you had to go and do these little things to make those turn green before you can even advance to the big thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's seemingly I think is the hard part, right? Like maybe I need to I need to. There's a lot of things that goes into me just moving, no matter how I'm feeling. You know, it could be a physical pain, it could be a mental pain, it could be because there's a whole lot of things that's catching my attention over here and I can't focus. All of those things are little bitty objectives that has to be green before you even get to the major position of me moving regardless, right? Because that's my thing. I need to move regardless. But before I get there, I need to put myself in a position to focus. Practicing on how to focus every day, right? So I can not have any distractions. I need to put myself through some kind of physical pain, so I know when the pain is physical. No matter what, I'm still gonna be able to make it happen. Mental pain, when something mentally happens and it feels horrible to me, I need to be able to make it happen, right? I think, you know, we sometimes we're misled or we're confused and we think that all we got to do is want to do it to make it happen.
Right.
Like I want to be great. I want to be successful. I want to make it happen. Like, I don't want to give in on myself when I'm saying I wasn't going to eat no more and I eat again. When when you say you ain't going to call that X no more, you call it again. You was serious when you said you wasn't going to do that. I know you was. I believe you 100%. But you wasn't prepared. Your mind wasn't in position to make it happen. Right? You wanted to do 30 push-ups, bro. You wanted to, like your trainer said. Your trainer told you to do 30. I know you wanted to do 30 push-ups, but you wasn't in a position, meaning you wasn't trying to do 30 push-ups every day, right? You wasn't practicing turning away every day. You wasn't practicing focusing every day. That's the real positioning, right? Like you're not ready because you haven't built up the skills needed to make it happen. Like there is no transition if you're not in the position. You know what I'm saying?
Are you referring to the mental positioning?
Like I gave examples of multiple, right? Like the physical was the. I mean, really, mental is in everything. Let's just get that out the way right now, right? But I gave the push-up example, right? Like I do push-ups every hour, right? Every hour from 9 to 9, I do push-ups. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, right now I'm at like 40 push-ups. Before I started doing that, if you would have told me to do 40 push-ups, on my mind, I would have wanted to do every single bit of the 40 push-ups. It's not that I didn't want to do it, too. But there was nothing that was going to make me do those 40 push-ups if I wasn't ready to do the 40 push-ups. See what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't have done it. Like, I wasn't ready for it. We often get mad at ourselves because we like, man, why you ain't do that? The real thing you should be mad at is why I wasn't doing it weeks in advance. Like you have to do it every day. Like stop. Like we gotta get out of when the moment comes. We gotta get out of the big game. You know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying.
Game comes. You know what I'm saying? Like it has to.
I get you.
Somehow I gotta do it before. Somehow.
It's almost like a practice what you preach thing.
Yeah.
In a sense, it's like you gotta. It's like because practicing what you preach is like. Well, no. Practice what you preach is like you do what you say what you telling other people to do, and the advice that you're giving, for example, like make sure you're doing that too. Practice what you preach. But it's more. But I'm in my mind. I'm saying like
practice a transition.
Practice a transition before the moment comes, and so when the moment comes, you'll be prepared for it for sure. I think something that I've been working on, Coach, to like what you were saying with the analogy with the push-ups, is that now that I have been being a bit more consistent with the gym, I have a program that I'm on, but something like I'll say like a daily milestone that I've set for myself is like I get on a treadmill and I run a mile before my workout. And my goal that I'm building up to is run a mile nonstop. You know what I'm saying? I put the treadmill on like level 7. And then I just kind of like take it from there. Now today I got to 6 minutes before stopping. The tough thing about it is when I stop, I realize I didn't stop because I didn't have no breath left in me. I didn't stop because my chest was hurting. I didn't stop because my legs was hurting. I stopped because mentally I didn't have I know my goal is to reach a mile before I stop.
6 minutes.
But I be looking at that clock, and even when I'm not looking at the clock, I'm thinking about the clock. Or I'll tell myself I'm gonna run to the end of this song. My goal is to just run to the end of this song. Like sometimes I have like little quarterly goals in between, but my mind wasn't like, bro, I don't give a damn if you trip, fall, flip off this treadmill. Don't stop running till you hit a mile. Like, don't stop under your own power. Don't make yourself stop. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you need to have that crash course mindset of just go until you can't go no more. You ain't gotta, I ain't saying kill yourself, but at the same time, it's like you can't, cause it's just me. Like nobody else in the gym know that my goal is to run a mile without stopping. Only I know that. So ain't no exterior outside sources to hold me accountable. I don't got a trainer standing over my shoulder. Come on, bro, you almost there. You got 4 more minutes. Come on, keep going. I don't have that. It's just me. And sometimes you don't be enough because your mindset before you started wasn't going till you complete it. And even if you fall, man, reset this thing and get back up there and finish. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like no excuses. And yeah, like you gotta have that mindset. You gotta have that mindset to where you see the end before you even start sometimes, and then you get up there and you go and you keep going till you reach it.
Right, and I've learned with the if there was any end goal, I learned what the end goal was. Right, the end goal is, again, it's not the action. I think we be focused too much on the action. Like I gotta run a mile, right? Like really, if you was in life or death situation, that run probably gonna be more than a mile. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, it's not
right.
It's me giving it my all. It's not running a mile.
Mm-hmm.
It's me being able to run till I can't stop. That's what the end goal would be if that was an end goal. You know what I'm saying? Like we be too focused on the action instead of who we need to become.
Yeah.
Like I need to run a mile, not somebody who runs until they can't stop.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I'm gonna be real with you, Toe.
Talk to me.
That's something that still terrifies me. It like I gotta do this like this forever. Like I'm trying to wrap my mind around it, bro.
Because it's one thing to do it one time. It's one thing to just say that, do it one time. We tell me I gotta operate like this every day. God damn.
Yep.
Life hard enough as it is.
You know what I'm saying? And that's like, at some point, even like, bro, I realized why I stopped after weeks of doing something over and over again. And it's because I was counting. I'm still counting. Like, why are you counting? And it's like it was me counting to see how far I can go really before I stopped again.
Mm-hmm.
To fully make the transition, you have to make the transition, and once you make the transition, it's permanent. There's no going back. That's why you're not ready. You want to do as little as possible before you can succeed. It's not a one-time thing. It's not I'm gonna do this one time and it's gonna be over after that. You gotta do this for life. You gotta commit. You gotta slit your wrist once and it's over with. Like that's how serious you need to be about this thing that you plan on doing. Don't do it if you're not willing to do it for the rest of your life. Yeah. That's why you're getting bored at the jobs that you at, because you know you ain't trying to do that for the rest of your life. That's why you're getting bored with the woman that you with, because you know you ain't trying to be with her for the rest of your life. With the man you with, you know you ain't trying to be with that man for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And we too temporary. We too temporary. We want it to work right now instead of it working right now and later. Yeah. Now we supposed to focus on now, but we supposed to work on the now that we doing is supposed to work. It's supposed to be something that we can do forever.
That bit supposed to be universal. That bit supposed to be able to work now and later.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure.
You know what I mean? And so that's the thing, man. Like the transition is, to me, I look at the transition as the time when you cross over. The transition is when you graduate. When you in high school, the transition don't come until you walk across that stage and the tassel get flipped to the left. You are now a high school graduate. That was the transition. Yeah. You was putting yourself in a position to get on that stage for 4 years.
Yeah.
For 4 years, you was putting yourself in position. If you trying
to,
if you in college and you trying to be a doctor, you was putting yourself in position for 8 years, sometimes 12 years, to just walk across the stage. The transition is nothing.
Yeah.
The transition is nothing. The position is what we need to worry about the most. I promise, if you can get yourself, and it's hard, guys. We're not there. We doing this thing because it's hard, and that's why we putting a lot of attention on it. We've centered the entire podcast around it. It's hard to do this thing every day, but if you can get yourself to do it, it's endless afterwards. The blessings that you receive, the freedom that you get because of the will that you're willing to put out, it's endless after that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Put yourself in a position so you can make any transition.
Yeah.
Straight up.
I ain't knocking that, Cole.
Yeah.
I ain't knocking it. I'm rocking with it. Yeah. Yes, Lord, thank God. Cool.
Sure. Yeah.
Hey, man, I just want to thank everybody. We just want to thank everybody for being the best part of the Free Will Podcast, for being the best part of the brand, being a part of this conversation. Everybody who was in attendance and who was attentive, for all the love, the likes, the support, the comments, we appreciate it all. And this is what we're doing it for, so that we all can be together on a week-by-week basis, day-by-day basis. We're creating an environment where we can become the best versions of ourselves together. Man, listen, this was another phenomenal conversation. Me and my brother Cole, man, we having these conversations week to week, day to day, and man, we wouldn't have it any other way. Thank y'all for being the best part of Free Will Friday. Listen, we will be back next Friday, 8:30 Central Time. But listen, don't just meet us there. Cool.
Meet us there, huh?
You dig? And we're gonna be in the building, and we're gonna do it together as we embark on this journey together to become the best versions of ourselves. Thank y'all, and we're gonna see y'all again on the next one. Peace out.